any brighter than us. You just basically me. There's some of my, I've got some good friends who've been at university. They're not any brighter. They can't even change a tyre on a car. You know what I mean? But he can tell you about quantum physics. You know what I mean? All day long, because he's been sat there. My one friend, he was 30 years old, and he said, "God, after you leave university, and what am I going to do? What am I going to do?" He didn't know, you know. And so, but it's changing now. All of us got on the internet and stuff, right? Okay, because we're one brain. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, sift out the good from the bad, and the wheat and the chaff. But we basically, between us all, share information, put it on the table. You know what I mean? That's all. What they think is that basically. My accountant, this is amazing, because I've probably got about £4 million worth of property. My accountant came up and me and Linda in the kitchen were saying, "Look, we're getting off, look, we don't want none of this shit on the map with all this." And he said, "Do you realise how much money?" He goes, "I used to think you were mental last year." He said, "Do you realise how much money you can make of this?" I'm looking at it and thinking, what the fuck do you do with this? You know what I mean? Look, I can eat one meal, drive one car, and live in one house. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in making money. You know what I mean? You got people like Rockefeller driving around in a plane, right? He's 80 years old. He can hardly walk. You're going to set a new business up in South America tomorrow. Get the fuck home. You know what I mean? What are you doing? Chill out. Because they're mental. They're mentally ill. You know. And I'll tell you, all throughout history, you've had Alexander the Great. You know, which the Caesars. You know, Genghis Khan. You learn all about these people, right? Why? They're fucking psychopaths. Listen, if we live here and we've got loads of horses, loads of women, loads of drink, we're having a nice time, right? And someone said, "I'll tell you what, let's go and take Coventry." What for? What for? We live in here. Oh, no, off we go, watch it up. It's nonsense. But I mean, these people have got away with simple, and they're the only ones that we get the remainder of history. You know, as it is written out for. It's only for many years being in a jail cell and trying to discover myself, you know, that I come to these conclusions, and I'm saying I've come to these things, but there's nothing special, man. We're all on the same page, and everyone who's in this room is on the same page, and that's why we're all here.
Can I just say, what we realised was when we started this mission, we thought they all knew this, all the people on the law side knew. They don't. They're thick as shit. None of them. When you start learning, they don't know anything about it. They really don't.
They don't. When you go to court, the only person who knows what you're talking about is a judge, not magistrate. They laugh at you. Go and watch Mark Stevens' video, okay? Brilliant stuff, right? Because this guy does it, and that's why I like people. We get a lot of armchair philosophers, they've got a lot of good things to say, yeah? But at the end of the day, sometimes you've got to get on your feet and do stuff, right? I'm not going to talk first one, but you get on your feet and do stuff. And so when you go to someone like that, you can see he's on his feet, he's doing it. Bernard, on his feet, that guy knows what he's doing, yeah? So some of the really brilliant guys who Winston Shrout, he's a great guy, but he's very clinical and it's all technical and it's like going back to school, you know what I mean? I want to talk nuts and bolts. We want to talk language. We want to learn what's going on around us. So nuts and bolts stuff. And so that's it for me anyway, chaps. Right? Okay.